I'm delighted to say it's Dylan Moran. Dylan, how great, it's great to have you here.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hey, I think I mangled your name a bit. I was trying to say it, I assumed it was the correct way of saying it, and I know it's not Dylan Moran.
Yeah.
I sort of said Dylan Moran, but I don't know if I got it right. How is the correct pronunciation, the way to say your name?
It's pronounced Fitzsimons.
Dylan Fitzsimons.
Yeah.
That's where I've been going wrong. You live over here now, or you still live in Ireland?
No, I live in Scotland.
Okay, in Scotland?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, that was a strange answer to an unusual settling question there. Why Scotland? Why did you settle there?
Because Elaine, my wife's from there.
Okay, well, that would make perfect sense
Yeah.
then. Did you like living in Ireland?
Yeah, Ireland's great, you know, but there's a few things you can't do there, or that you couldn't do there anyway when I was there, like get a job. It's different now because it's like, you know, it's like the rest of Europe. It's like they've
You
got
can't
money.
move for the English there now, of course.
No, you're all over there, you know, looking for work.
Do you think if the English did all start moving to Ireland, okay, and as
Yeah.
we know, the Polish are all moving here to England, and then if the Irish all move to Scotland,
Yeah.
and the Scottish people all move to Poland,
Get something going.
how confusing that would be for us.
It's not though. People always move around.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, you're in West London now. You came all the way from Billericay or wherever you grew up.
Billericay?
I don't know. It's some eel stole.
You have me branded as a common whelp from the east end of London.
Cockle hawker.
Is that a euphemism for something?
I just made it up. I don't know.
I've never hockled a cockle
You
in my life.
clearly come from a long line of whelk flingers.
Yes, we did fling a whelk or two when I was a child. Do you like seafood?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Have you ever had eel and mash from a proper pie and eel shop?
I have, but without the eel.
Well, that's it's hardly worth mentioning.
As recipes go, you know, thing and mash, fine. What is the thing? It's an eel. I'm walking. Thank you.
We've mentioned potatoes there indirectly.
You brought it up, Jonathan.
And it's one of the things that people, when they think of Irish people, they often feel, can I mention potatoes? Or will that open up
Is that
old
a bad
wounds?
thing?
Yeah, would it be
Is
like...
there going to be a long, long silence and
Yeah.
heavy drinking?
Are we safe to talk about
And
potatoes?
then a quick, short fight. We can talk about the potato if you want it.
Do you? I don't really want to, but I wonder whether you find that you still get characterised or indeed defined by, let's face it, outmoded cliches as to what an Irish man or indeed Irish
Defined
woman
by my
is.
preference in tubers.
Yes. Root vegetables.
Yeah. Is this a problem? Is that what you're asking?
I'm wondering whether you've encountered this. Do people expect to see you walking in with a small green hat on? That's what I want to know.
Tickling a pig.
That would be great, wouldn't it? Just for the hell of it, would you consider doing that?
No.
There isn't really an English equivalent, unless I can...
Oh, yes, there is.
What would it be?
You think English people have a lot of stereotypes.
Well, what would you be?
Oh, you know, Cockney wankers. And
But that's a modern one.
inbred toffs and people who are
John Bull with a bulldog under his arm.
very red in the face, composed almost solely of gout.
I will come out wearing, if you wish, I will go out for the evening wearing a Union Jack waistcoat with a bulldog under my arm and a top hat if you come out wearing a small green hat with a feather and a pig under your arm. Do we have anything approaching a deal?
If we can have a fight, yeah.
Okay, now, I really wasn't aware of you as a stand-up comedian. I only came to you as a comic actor. I didn't
I
realise you
understand
did
you're in
that as well.
television.
Yes.
What?
I loved Black Books, though. It was, you know, it just seemed to come out of left field, and it was a very original, very funny piece of work. I miss it terribly. I wish you'd make more. I understand that you have no intention of doing so. But the character of Bernard Black, who you played in it, clearly partially based on yourself.
Well, a bit insofar as it's what I could do, but a lot of it was really just walking into these places and, you know, and seeing the miserable behind the desk in there, you know. These guys always seem to be unable to deal with life on the street because they didn't want to be involved in any kind of real business. They wanted to cling to what they were interested in, but they had to deal with people at the same time.
Yeah.
So you'd see them and they were perfectly happy in their misery. And then people would come up and talk to them and say, do you have? And they'd immediately go, I might. You can't have it. Go away. And there was loads of them. They're all like that.
Okay, we have a clip of Black Books, but you're not going to make any more? You really
No,
not
we'll
gonna
do
go
something
into-
else.
Why not?
Do something else. You want to do something else? You must want to do something else after what? You've been doing this for at least a month now. You must want to do something else.
I've been doing this for 20 years, Dylan.
I don't want to hear that.
Why not?
Because that makes it you harder to look at. How can you bear it? 20 years?
It's either this or flinging whelks.
Okay, I understand.
I wasn't going to go to the family business. Okay, this is Dylan in action. I hope you're a fan of this. If you haven't already, I imagine these will be out on DVD, would they? They must be somewhere,
They're around,
somewhere you could get it. It's a terrific series. I hope you've seen it. If not, seek it out. I urge you. This is Black Books. Dylan Moran and Bill Bailey in Black Books. Great series.
It was great fun to do.
Now, Dylan, you wouldn't think it necessarily, because how old are you, Dylan? Do you want me asking?
I'm 35.
35. You wouldn't think he's 35. He's somewhat dishevelled. Let's face it, a bit frayed and rough around the edges. But I have it on very good authority. He's very attractive to the women.
Not in my area, I don't know.
My daughter and her friends went to see you live, and they came out and said he is, and this is the actual phrase they used, bare nang.
What's that?
Are you not up to date with the kids'
No,
speak?
I don't. I wish I did. Some of it sounds great.
Do you engage with the modern world much?
No, I'm very interested in the idea of trying to be up to speed with.
Do you have a mobile
Even
phone?
using the phrase "up to speed," I think is kind of impressive.
Do you text people?
Oh, I can text, yeah,
Do
but
you use a satellite navigation system?
I can't drive, so I don't. I don't know that much.
Well, what about
I've never been that drunk where I actually need one.
Are you walking home? Please
Yeah.
turn left ahead.
Yeah.
If possible, make a U-turn.
Third stair, lift me.
Do you have a MySpace account yet?
See again these phrases. My space. I'm in your space. What's your space?
It's a little computer world where I can live with friends who I don't actually know.
Is MySpace related? If you're in a MySpace, do you get a YouTube?
I think you can go to YouTube from MySpace, but you don't necessarily have to pass through MySpace to arrive at YouTube.
Okay.
Check your satellite navigation.
All right. I don't know these words.
So you don't engage in the modern world, in computers? Do you use the internet?
I'm in the modern world.
Yeah, but
I'm
you seem
here
like
now.
it's like
With everybody else. It's just that you're filling your life with all these gadgets and shite because you're bored.
Yeah, maybe, but they're fun.
You want to make getting to the loo more interesting, so you get a f***ing G-nav or whatever you're calling it, and get there on some kind of glider.
Dylan,
Yeah.
despite what you've read, my house isn't quite that big. But I do have an electric toilet that cleans your bottom for you.
They've fantastic toilets in Japan that play music.
Oh,
No, they do it. They do it.
I know, but I'm really upset now because mine doesn't play music.
They do the pretend. Because we were in Tokyo not that long ago, and there's one where you go in and they have a flushing noise when you're on the loo, so that nobody gets to hear.
Oh, that's right. Music comes in, so they can't hear you making tinkle or plop plop.
Your own internal tuba, yeah.
You know what would be great is why don't we have a karaoke toilet so you're sitting in the stall and you can sing along to entertain the other people in there. Pass the time. Do you have any hobbies? How do you feel your days?
I don't know. That's kind of a frightening question or idea. I don't know. I mean, hobbies are a bit sinister, I think. Because what are you going to do? You're going to get a tractor tire and cover it in shells, or get a lump of wood and chisel it for no reason for 9 hours because you're not happy with your life. That's what a hobby is. If you look at what people make from a hobby, you don't want any of it, do you?
Well, I got a little man made out of shells and it says on the bottom, world's best dad.
That's different. Was it made by your own children?
No.
Okay. But they paid out the money you gave them to somebody else to buy it for you.
No, I bought it for myself.
You
and
bought
put
it
on
for
my desk.
yourself.
I thought it would show me the
still
good life.
counts.
So what do you do with? I mean, no disrespect, but you obviously work on your comedy and you write. But how do you feel your day then?
That is a very personal question.
Well, this is a chat show. You're meant to open up.
No, but I mean, it's an amazingly. How do you fill your day? How does anybody fill their day? I think the truth is, you fill your day most of the time by being in the washing machine of your own mind, thinking, "What's this? When does it stop? Am I enjoying it? I don't know. Oh, it's time to go to sleep. I can't. I'm worried." And then.
Well, that sums it up very neatly.
And then you wake up and you smear jam over your family's face on your own.
So now we know how you fill your time.
Yes.
See? Was that so difficult to open up?
No, but obviously at times it's an enormous pleasure to be alive.
Can I ask you something, Dylan?
Yes.
Do you have a stylist?
I have many. Do you think this is the work of one person? I have people who 3 generations of the same family who come to work for me. These craftsmen.
Do you cook? Have you ever cooked? We have Nigella Lawson on the show. She is a fine cook. She's a beautiful woman, of course, and she's also a beautiful cook.
I can make a bacon sandwich like you.
It's not a hard thing to make, though, a bacon sandwich.
Well, that depends. That depends on your attitude to a bacon sandwich, like your attitude to everything.
How do you make it so special, then?
You don't necessarily have to use any bacon or bread.
Is it as satisfying as one would hope?
Well, it's sometimes it's bacon surprise because it's vegetable soup.
Are you a vegetarian?
I was vegetarian for about a month when I was 15, and but the only thing I could actually eat, because I don't like vegetables. I actually find them morally objectionable, a lot of them, and I think some of them have a sinister aspect. If you look at cauliflower in the right light, you can imagine it at a blackjack table, smoking. And the only thing I could eat was baked beans. And I was 15, and you know, hormonally you're very busy then, and it was like eating my own reflection. So I get
That can't be good for you. Can't
No.
be nice. Dylan has a DVD of live stand-up material, and as you no doubt will have seen this evening, you know, just about anything I've found at Dylan, he's come back with something funny. He is, where is the thing, I think, a naturally funny performer. My daughter went to see him live, said it was absolutely fantastic. The DVD is out. We're going to see a little clip of it now, but it's out right now in the shops. Like Totally Dylan Moran. Have a look at it. That's Dylan's live DVD. It's called Like Totally Dylan Moran. Dylan, and now so presumably, you're not touring at the moment? Are you gigging?
No,
at the
I'm
moment?
done.
I hear you're writing a novel, is this correct?
Yeah, but I've been doing that since, you know, ever since I started being allowed into cafes by myself. And everybody is, anyway. You know, I mean, every second person you meet is saying, yeah, I'm working on this thing, I can't really talk about it now because if I do, it's just so good, it would make your eyes explode, or you wouldn't be able to deal with it.
But could you give us a hint what your novel is?
No, I can't. It's just too good. And I can't. You know, it's embarrassing to talk about anything you haven't actually achieved.
Well, how much have you written so far?
I have written a number of words.
And longhand or on a computer, recording device? Or something?
Longhand.
What, in old-fashioned pen on ink?
Not on one of those computation devices that you people speak of.
Do you have a laptop or something like that?
I have a laptop. It's flat, it's white, it's shiny, it looks very impressive, and I touch it often.
Do you write on it?
No. But I do touch the lid. I'm still settling into this century.
Do you have an iPod?
Nope.
Do you have a Walkman?
I'm waiting till they get all this kit in one 6x3-inch lump of metal, and you just stick it up your arse and it does everything. You hear music all the time, everything's in vivid colour, your tastes and all your hearing is enhanced, and you never have to do anything ever again. You can stay in bed and just live in this vortex of sensation.
Dylan, I'm not going to hold it to you, but you sure 6x3 will be small enough?
I'm not that good at spatial relations. 6x3 could be that. I didn't work it out.
Okay. Dylan Moran, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you agree, is a charming guest. He's also a very funny man indeed. It's Mr. Dylan Moran. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. It was great. I'll see you all on Massey Office.